Hi, my name is Cheryl Lynn. I'm a psychic medium and I channel angels and spirit guides. I work as a spirit assisted life coach and I do sessions for people. And sometimes I learn things during session and from the angels just in my life that I like to share with people because I think they might be helpful or useful to them. So the thing I want to talk about today is it's something that the angels have talked to me a lot about, which is a decision fatigue, which is a very real thing, and people don't seem to quite understand how decision making works in their brain, in their life. So, the way the angels have explained it to me is we have all these different chakras in our bodies and they produce energy for all different things. Well, we have one that produces energy for making decisions, specifically for making decisions. And everybody has different size or different levels of energy that they can produce that go towards making decisions. And so when that's recharged and it's full, you've got a lot of energy to make a lot of decisions, and you can make a lot of decisions very well. But when it's depleted and you need to make a decision and there's no energy there to do it, you have to pull energy from someplace. So you're pulling energy from all these other places, and it can be exhausting, fatiguing, and so you don't make good decisions because emotionally you're not in a good place, energetically you're not in a good place, you're tired, and so you may not make a good decision. And so I think it's just shifting your sort of understanding and perspective on making decisions, because people get upset with themselves when they make bad decisions and they blame this thing called willpower. Well, I didn't have any willpower. Well, willpower is a modern concept. It pretty much came from an experiment done by Roy Baumeister in 1996, and he did this chocolate and radish experiment, which was basically pretty evil. He took all these college students and he showed them, chocolate, and he asked them to eat radishes, and then he made them take like a little test, and he used up their decision making ability and tested to see what their willpower was. And when they were out of decision making energy, they made very poor decisions, and they called that willpower. They weren't able, they said, to resist the chocolate chip cookies and what have you. And so I think it's important to understand and the way you work with yourself, and to not judge yourself about, oh, I made a bad decision, I have no willpower. To understand that there are situations where you might be out of decision making energy and be in decision fatigue. That's not your fault. It's just the reality of life. You wouldn't ask yourself to run a mile when you were exhausted. You'd say, well, I can't do that. You wouldn't ask yourself to pick up 100 pounds if you didn't have the muscles to do it. And you don't judge yourself for that. So why would you judge yourself for not being able to make a good decision when you don't have the energy to make that decision? So it's important to shift that perspective so that it can help you to work with that, to improve your life and to prove your decision-making abilities. So first of all, you have to figure out how big is my decision battery, basically, because everybody's got different sizes. Some people, they can make decisions all day long and never get decision fatigue. They're just decision after decision after decision, and they're fine. Other people get up in the morning and decide what to wear and what to have for breakfast, and they're done. It's like, okay, that's it. That's my day. No more decisions. I'm in fatigue already. So figure out where you fit in that scale. Figure out who you are. Now, you can increase the size of your decision battery through like exercise, and gradually make that bigger and bigger. But while you're doing that, you still need to remember to be gentle with yourself and to embrace where you're at and what your decision making power is, and just work with that as best you can. And it's really, really important to remember, again, that everybody's born with certain levels of things, and wherever you're at is okay. You just have to make it work for you as best you possibly can. So there are some things you can do to if you're a decision fatigue person like I am. I'm a decision fatigue. I have a very, very small battery. So you have to learn some strategies to work with that so it doesn't work against you. So remove as many decisions as you can from your life. So when I'm home, and I get up, I know what I'm going to put on. When I'm leaving the house, I've already decided what's that outfit. You know, for instance, when I'm doing a video, I wear black because it goes really well with the colors, and I've already made that decision. I don't have to remake it over and over and over again so it doesn't tax me. So that's really important, to remove as many decisions as you possibly can. It doesn't even matter how small they seem, because every single decision takes some energy to make. So look at your life, examine your life, and decide, what can I turn into routine and habit to remove as many of those decisions as possible. And then if you have trouble like maintaining decisions, like I'll make a decision like, all right, I don't want to eat sugar because it's really bad for me, and you know, it's bad for my illnesses, so I don't want to eat sugar. But if I get up that day and I am not feeling well and something happens and it stresses me out, I want comfort food, and sugar's one of those things that I want. And so now I have no decision power against making a bad decision. So I make contracts with myself. I write out, okay, I'm not going to eat sugar from now until this date, or like from now till my birthday, or from now till Christmas, or from now until 2 weeks from now. And I date it, and I say, okay, and then on that day, I will think about that again. But it doesn't matter what happens in my day or how much I want it. I recognize that I'm a low energy decision person. So I've made this decision, and I put this contract in place, and I sign it, and I put it someplace I can see it, and I mark it on my calendar. And then tomorrow, when I have something happen, something goes wrong, and I'm having a really bad day, or I'm feeling really ill, and I really just want chocolate, and I remember I don't even have to waste my battery resisting that, because I've already committed to that, and it's a short, it's usually a pretty short period of time. So I know that I don't waste my battery power on that. And that's, again, really important, because it's not about willpower, it's about decision fatigue, and it's important to remember that you have to work with that. So that's another way that you can really help yourself. And again, you can't beat up on yourself for the size of your battery. It's what you were born with. You work with it as best you can. We all have to work with what we were given, the situation we're in, and make it work the best we possibly can for us. And so these are some ways to do it. Another thing you really need to do is prioritize decisions. If you have a big decision that you need to make, like changing jobs or buying a house, or anything, you need to set aside time to think about that decision when you have the energy to do it. Don't expect yourself to, at the end of the day, when work is done and my workout is done and the house is clean, then I'll sit down and I'll think about this life-changing decision. You're going to be in decision fatigue. So you're not going to get anywhere, or if you do, you're not going to be happy about it, because it doesn't feel like you've got the energy to think about it. So you're going to avoid it. Then you put off making that decision, and then it looms over you, and now it's a burden. And so it's really important to say, I will set aside time when I know I'm not in decision fatigue, when I know that I've got power in that battery to think about this life-changing decision. And don't expect to make a snap decision either. Give it, give it as many sessions of thinking about it as you need to. But you've got to prioritize those important decisions. Otherwise, you're going to use up your battery on all these little decisions every day, all day long, and then you've got nothing left in the tank to think about this big life-changing decision. So make sure that you prioritize those important decisions, put them at a time, and we all do this. We have things we have to accomplish during the day, so it's automatically to say, well, let's just shove this off until evening, and then at that point in time I'll sit down and think about it. But you don't have the energy to think about it then. So yeah, just shift your vision a little bit, take the blame off of yourself, get to know yourself, figure out when you hit decision fatigue, eliminate as many of those small decisions as you can, embrace contracts and really commit to, I'm not going to waste my time thinking about the decisions I've contracted myself with, and then set time aside for those big decisions with lots of decision energy there. I hope this helps. Be gentle, be kind with yourself, and get to know yourself and make whatever you have work the best it can for you. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Bye.